I was nervous the entire night. I was so nervous, y'all, the entire night. I barely slept. Like, literally, I barely slept. This was the first time I ever stayed the night with a boy. Hi friends, it's Riyah. Welcome back to my channel, and today is day 2 of Storytime Week, which means we have this story and 3 more stories to go, just to get a little bit more in depth about how my life works and how my shit's set up and how my shit be going wrong. But I'm in a new location. I'm in my kitchen, or the eating area in my kitchen, because me and Jose just filmed a challenge, which should be up already because I'm going to put that up first while I'm editing you. So if you did not see that lemon challenge, whole lemon challenge, go watch it. If you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can see the rest of my Storytime Week and the future Storytime and tutorials that I will be putting up. And if you guys like this makeup look, I can show you how to do it. Just let me know in the comment section below that you want to see how I got this. This is kind of like my everyday like filming look, because I always grab this, the Anastasia Beverly Hills modern renaissance palette. Like, it makes me have this look so frequently because like it's certain colors that I just go to in that palette. So this is like the look that I have all the time. But if you guys want to see how I do it, let me know. I'll do that. And make sure you're following me on Instagram at _simply_Riyah. My Snapchat is Riyah_her. And my Twitter is at Riyah twice, RIYAHTWICE. Make sure you're following me on all that. Hit the thumbs up button if you like it. And yeah, let's get into the story time. I asked you guys on Snapchat which story I should do out of my first high school fight and when I first stayed out all night and like lied to my mother about it. So of course you guys chose that one, but I'm also going to tell my first high school fight one day this week because it is a story time week. I have nothing but time to tell stories. So let's get into it. So you guys know that I was dating Trevor in high school, but you know we're on and off also. So in high school I had my first job. I was working at the movie theater. And it's called Nork Screens. It was called Nork Screens, but it's called Cityplex something now. Cityplex something now, I don't know. So I got the job, and it was like cute boys that worked there, whatever like that. One particular boy, we're gonna call him Your Highness. We're gonna call him Your Highness. So I liked him. He was like super nice to me always. He was like showing me how to do everything because he had been there for a while and he like knew everything, and that was my first job. So, you know, whatever, it was my first job. But so I got to know Your Highness, and I don't know how it went, like how we started dating. We started dating and Travis didn't like that. We were off though. Me and Travis were off. So Your Highness was like a few years older than me. But so what had happened was when I started working there, I was 16. Or was I 15? I was 16 when I started working there. I told Your Highness that I was 17, about to turn 18 in August, but I'm really 16, about to turn 17. I don't know if you figured this out yet, Your Highness. Like, I don't know, but I'm sorry I lied. I'm sorry, I liked you when I wanted to date you. But yeah, so I told Your Highness I was 17 turning 18, but I was really 16 turning 17 because he might have been 18 already. Were you 18 already? Whatever. I told him that. So I guess in Your Highness's head, he lives with his sister, so I guess that he thought like she about to turn 18, so she could take the night out. But no, Nikki wasn't having that, y'all. Especially Darius. Y'all know Darius wasn't having it. My daddy was not having it. We had been dating, and we used to like sneak off in a movie, like in like the theaters. In the movies, and like we used to be making out and stuff. We used to be making out and stuff, and we were ready to go third base home. We was ready to go from third base sliding home. So he asked me if I could stay over his house one day, and I don't know how all that went, but I know that we had made plans for me to stay that over his house. So I'm in my head saying, I'm out loud saying yes to Your Highness. Like, yeah, I'll stay the night. Yeah, it's nothing. Like, I was going there one day after work. Like, after we get off, we'll go to your house. I had to, mind you, 16 turning 17. Not 17 yet. Doesn't matter if I was 25. I'm 25 now. It didn't matter. Like, my mother wasn't letting me stay in nobody's house. I had a best friend in high school, and she's still my best friend. She just had my little baby. But we're gonna call Tanya. I think her name was Tanya in my other story time. The story time I'm talking about is the story time when Nicole said that she didn't like my ex-boyfriend because he looked like somebody that had raped her. But she felt like raped her. But yeah, go watch that story time. But Tanya was my best friend, and I always stayed in over Tanya's house. Tanya's mother is awesome. Shout out to UP. And my mother loved her, loved Tanya, loved her mother, and it was vice versa. So we stayed in over each other's house all the time. So in my head, I'm just like, I can just pretend I'm gonna stay at Tanya's house. Now, Tanya is my rider. We did this frequently for me, not for her. For me, because you know, I was the hard-headed one. But yeah, and so what would happen is, I'm like, Tanya, girl, so I'm gonna stay over your highness's house. And I need like a cover story, like I'm gonna sit over there. And Tanya like, Riyah, I don't think that's a good idea. So I'm just like, it'll work, like it's fine, it'll work. So I'm like, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna run my stuff for me to work. I'm gonna say I'm standing out over your house. My mother would always call Tanya's house phone. We knew that. So I'm like, okay, if my mother calls your house phone, what you're gonna do is say, hold on, Miss Nikki, Mariah in the back, she in the shower or whatever like that, when you tell her to call you back. Yeah, and my mother probably would be like, yeah, I'm just making sure she did, da. So then Tanya would hang up the phone and she would then call me. And when I get the call from her, I know, bitch, step away from whatever you're doing, pick up the phone, she would call from her house, put my mother on three-way, so my mother's cell phone would get a call from her house. My mother wasn't up on three-way like that or anything. So that was the plan. So fast forward to the day that I was supposed to be standing over his house. He worked all day, you know, he put me alone. All like good stuff. Look, yeah, I can't wait till tonight. Night comes, we get in the cab, we go to his house. We watching movies, whatever. We was just chilling. Everything was everything. Y'all know everything was everything. Everything was everything. Tanya I get a phone call from Tanya. This is right in the middle of me and Your Highness making out. So I'm not about to just keep going. Like, this is an important call. Like, that is important. Not to mention, the whole time I was here, Travis kept calling my phone. That is like extra. Like, we weren't even together at that time. Like, we weren't even together. Like, he was butthurt. Like, he was so butthurt. But like, we wasn't even together at that time. But he was blowing my shit up. I don't know if Your Highness thought that I had left and went to the bathroom to answer his phone call, because I didn't tell him like what was going on, because he thought I was about to be 18. But yeah, so I went to the bathroom. I picked up the phone, went to the bathroom, and I get in the bathroom, and she like, Mariah, and I'm like, what, girl? She like, your father called. I'm like, I never practiced this with my dad. Always practice this with my mother. Like, I know my mother lets shit go real quick. Like, she lets shit go real quick. It wouldn't have been an issue if my mother called. So when she said my father called, y'all know my heart dropped before, and I'm just like, okay, just call him, just call him. Tanya, when I get on the phone, just act like put the phone away from you and just like act like he's talking to you. And I'm like, what, girl? Hold on, I want to call my father. So that's what we did. I called my father. I'm like, hey, daddy, and then he like, oh, this Tanya house number. I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay, I just called to make sure you was good. You've been staying over Tanya's house a lot lately. I'm like, that's my best friend. That's what girls do. It's the weekend. It was the weekend. That's what girls do. It's the weekend. Even when it was school, I was still over there. But he was like, okay, I'm just calling to let you know I'm gonna pick you up in the morning because we doing something with grandma, my great grandmother, his grandmother. And I'm like, bitch, what? Bitch, where? We doing what with grandma? And I'm like, oh, what we doing with grandma? What we doing with grandma? And we were going out to like breakfast or something. We were doing something with my great grandma. We were going out to breakfast or something like that. But he was like, we're doing something with grandma, so I'm gonna come pick you up so you don't have to catch the bus or some shit like that. Like, he didn't never care about me catching the bus. Like, why do you care about me catching the bus today? I'm like, okay, daddy, no problem. What time you gonna come? He like 10:30, 11, and I'm like, yes. So he's gonna say some 8 o'clock shit today. So I'm like, all right, bye, daddy, love you. My daddy hangs up, and Tanya like, bitch, how you gonna do this? And And I'm like, what you mean I'm just coming to your house? And she's like, no, me and my mother is leaving out in the morning. And I'm like, leave your door open. Leave your back door open. And she like, he figured out a way for her to be able to leave the back door open. And I go back in the room with your highness, and I think I was in the bathroom for like 25 minutes. I think I was in the bathroom for like 25 minutes. I was in the bathroom for like 25 minutes, and I don't know if he had an attitude. To me, it seemed like he was mad at me when I came out. It seemed like to me that he was mad when I came out the bathroom because I was in there for a while, and then I was on the phone at the same time. But he like, I think he had to go to work the next morning anyway. But so fast forward to, I was nervous the entire night. I was so nervous, y'all, the entire night. I barely slept. Like literally, I barely slept. This was the first time I ever stayed the night with a boy. Like slept with somebody all like that was like, it was so nerve-wracking because I shouldn't have been doing it. And I'm just like, I barely slept. Still the whole night Travis was calling my phone, so I ended up turning my phone off. And I didn't want to turn my phone off because what if my mother or my father had called? But it was like enough is enough. Like he just kept calling my phone, and down with your highness, so I'm like, you just keep calling my phone. And I just turned the phone off. They didn't call, luckily, but we wake up like 7:30, 8 o'clock. So I get to Tanya's house, I go in the back door, and just wait for my father to come. Next thing you know, that's my father's door. I get in my father's truck. We drive to whatever we're doing with my grandma. It was breakfast. We drive to whatever we're doing with my grandma, and oh yeah, it was breakfast. So that was that. Mind you, I had this bag full of clothes, or like clothes from the night before. After I got in the shower at Tanya's house, the bag from the night before. And so I go, after whatever with my grandma, we go home, and I put my bag on my bed. I don't unpack my bag, going about my day. Okay, so fast forward to that night, and I come back in the house, and my mother in my room. Yo, I have the snoopiest parents in the world, and I know one of y'all had already said it in the comments, like, how can somebody go through their kids' stuff? That my mother in my room, she's sitting on my bed, and I'm just like, what the fuck is she doing in here? And of course, y'all know my head, my mom raced right back, and I'm like, there's no way she could know. Like, there is no way possible that this woman could know that I spent the night over this boy's house. Like, there's no way at all. It's no way. It's no way. She is sitting on my bed, and she's just waiting for me to come in the room, and she's just looking at me, and she just like, my mother was just like me, and she just like, why you got a phone in your bag? She bought my panties, so I never wore thongs or anything. Like, she bought my panties, my bras, and everything. Like, my mother was shopping with me. So, she like, why is it a thong in your bag? Where did you get this from? Y'all, fancy me, I had a job, and then the week before I knew I was standing out over his house, I went downtown, I went to Rainbow, and I bought me a thong. I mean, a thong, a lace little thong, black and that, with the matching bra. So she like, I don't know what the fuck you got this thong for, but I'll tell you this much, it's in your bag, and if you wasn't at Tanya's house last night, I am going to fucking murder you. And I'm just like, what are you? Instantly, I know how to, if it was my father, I wouldn't have been able to lie. But my mother, I know how to work her. Like, I know how to work her. Like, I know how to work her. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what? Mom, you dumb. Like, why would I be at somebody's house? Like, I was at Tanya's house. Ask Daddy. He called me there last night, and she was like, "Bitch, you think I ain't gonna ask your father? Oh, I'm gonna ask your father. Watch me ask your father." And I'm like, okay. He called me. I was at Tanya's house. So she goes to the door. We live on Pennsylvania Avenue. She goes to the door. There he is. There he is. Calling up the stairs to him, and he like, you hear the door open. What, Nikki? Mariah was at Tanya's house last night. He like, yeah, so I called her. She was there. I picked her up from there this morning. I picked her up from there this morning. And she was like, oh, okay. And I think he was like, he was annoyed. I'm like, see? You being so extra for nothing. I'm in my head like, Daddy put us age. And I'm like, yeah. But she like, and she came back in, she like, I don't know what the fuck you had this thong for, but if I see your ass with another thong, it's over for you. It's over for you. She took my thong, she balled it up, and she threw it in the garbage. I guess it was that mother's intuition, like she knew some shit was up. Like she knew some shit was up. So yeah, that's what happened when I snuck out. I didn't sneak out, I was at work, but I kind of got caught. I mean, I got caught out here before. So that's what happened, and Your Highness, that's what happened. So yeah, that was like our grandmaster plan. That was the grandmaster plan, me and Tiny's grandma. Tiny bitch is down for the cause because that was my best friend. Still my best friend. Like she down for me whenever, for whatever. Any plan I got, any master plan I have, she's down for me, and you better know that. If you have a best friend, be down for her like that. So don't snitch on your best friend. Yeah, so that was day 2 of Storytime week. Tomorrow, let me know in the comments what you guys want to hear. Do you guys want to hear the first fight I got into when I transferred from Weekway to Shabazz? You guys would know about that in my I Met the Side Chick story time, which you guys should go watch. That's my very first story time here. Do you guys want to hear about the fight when I transferred from Weekway to Shabazz, the first fight that I had at Shabazz? Or do you guys want to hear about the time that I got fired from Wendy's? You let me know in the comment section below, and I will do that. I'm gonna do both stories, but it's just a matter of which one you guys want to hear tomorrow. So yeah, thank you for watching my story time, and I love you guys much. I will see you tomorrow for day 3 of Storytime week. Bye.